Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's opportunity briefing for DataCore. Today, we will discuss the benefits of partnering with DataCore and how you can increase sales and grow your business by taking virtualization to the third dimension. My name is Kyle LaForge, and I'm account executive here at Lifeboat Distribution. We have been partnered with DataCore for more than 7 years and are proud to distribute DataCore's innovative virtualized storage solution, SANsymphony-V. DataCore has proven to be a great add-on storage solution to VMware, Citrix, and Hyper-V opportunities, and we appreciate that you've taken the time to attend this short webinar. Today's presentation will address the overall value proposition of partnering with DataCore. You will see the benefits to you and your company when you partner with the great team at DataCore, including winning more deals and extending your virtualization practice. I know your time is valuable, so let me get right to the introduction of our main panelists today. Joining me on the panel today from DataCore is Bettye Grant, Vice President of Distribution for DataCore. Bettye loves life and DataCore, and her enthusiasm for both will be on display in just a minute. Thank you, Bettye, for your participation, and welcome. Before I turn the presentation over to Bettye, I want you to know that we do encourage you to ask questions, and that you may do so by entering your questions in the Q&A panel on the right-hand side of the screen. At the conclusion of the presentation, we will answer as many questions as time permits. And with that, I turn the presentation over to Bettye.
Thank you, Kyle, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attendance today. I really do appreciate your taking the time. So it's 2:08, and I will try to give you the most benefit for your time today. So since Kyle said you should ask questions, I'm going to start off with to try to get us in the right frame of mind by asking you to ask yourself 2 questions. Is your virtualization practice only 2-dimensional? And how does that put you at a competitive disadvantage? Maybe I should be more direct. If you are not virtualizing your customer storage, who is? It's that critical aspect of all virtualization projects that DataCore can immediately help you with. Think of us as your ticket to the third dimension. Now, don't get me wrong. Surely each one of your customers has their favorite disk manufacturers. Many of their products will undoubtedly include some device-specific virtualization. But I want to draw your attention to the bigger opportunity, virtualizing across all makes and models of storage devices in a manner that is device-independent and puts to use equipment already in place. In other words, standard software and services that you learn once and propose in every one of your virtualization projects. Now, does that sound intriguing? Well then, let's see how that helps you win deals, make money, and retain clients. There we go. Sorry about that. 9 out of 10 DataCore partners tell us that they include us as an essential element in their software portfolio for 3 main reasons. High on their list is removing storage-related roadblocks to virtualization deals, followed closely by speeding up the adoption and standardization of virtual infrastructures. But the biggest lure financially is clearly increasing their share of wallet. Let's go through each of these and learn how we can begin virtualizing your customer storage to generate even more handsome profits. You no doubt encountering new stress points on storage infrastructure due in large part to 4 IT drivers. Server and desktop virtualization may be bringing you the most challenges today, but big data and private clouds follow closely behind. These sweeping behavioral changes in how information is processed, stored, and updated are made even more difficult by the myriad of purpose-built disk technology being invented monthly. I'd sure like to understand how these trends are impacting your go-to-market plans. We can then define what role DataCore can play in transforming those challenges into golden opportunity. If software consumption is any indicator, there's big bucks to be made outside of storage systems, big bucks to be made outside of storage systems, helping to corral these resources and make some sense of diversity. And that's before you count the professional service piled on top of these numbers. For DataCore, a 100% channel-based company, these developments have led to doubling our sales over the last 3 years. Every $1 of DataCore software generates $5 to $10 for our partner in hardware, services, training, and consulting revenue. We invest heavily to fuel your success, both domestically and internationally. More recently, there's a strong push to simplify entry-level deployments that get you a foot in the door, as well as extend the high-end capabilities expected by the larger enterprise. With that backdrop, let's spend a few minutes to explain what we do and how it relates to your current server and desktop virtualization efforts. Irrespective of whether you're VMware, Microsoft, or Citrix, desktop virtualization gives us a common desktop experience across a variety of desktop devices, from full PCs to thin customers. Server virtualization software enable workloads to migrate, load balance, and fail over between dissimilar physical servers without being concerned with each platform's unique hardware characteristics. But the health and performance of virtual servers and desktops is completely dependent on the storage systems that they share. Any slowdowns or interruptions in accessing disks ripple across the entire virtual infrastructure, affecting far more applications and users than when they were on isolated physical machines with their private drives. That's where DataCore comes into play, virtualizing the storage resources to maximize their availability, performance, and utilization. In particular, we help you get past the big storage-related roadblocks, be they downtime, I/O bottlenecks, complexity, or untenable acquisition costs. Let's look at a live transaction to help illustrate the point. This municipality in Connecticut set aside a reasonable amount of money to virtualize a mixed group of 40 application servers. They were shocked to hear the storage-related portion of the bid chewed up most of their budget. Needless to say, such glaring discrepancies bring virtualization deals to a screeching halt. Instead of ripping out and replacing all the disks and trying different workarounds to keep the SAN from becoming a single point of failure, the competing VAR selected DataCore software to pool the customer's existing assets into a highly available shared storage configuration. That helped to keep the cost within the funding limit, yet improved on the more expensive proposal by automatically mirroring the data to a co-location facility 10 miles away. After completing phase 1, the solution provider was invited back to replicate critical volumes to a distant disaster recovery site using the same DataCore software. Since that time, new storage hardware has been added, driving the sale of additional storage and software license. It's that continual flow of high margin, professional service, license revenue, and maintenance renewals that makes storage virtualization engagement particularly appealing to solution providers like you. This is just one example. Organizations, large and small, are choosing DataCore Storage Hypervisor to accelerate their virtualization efforts and get the most out of their storage infrastructure. Consider this. If you don't virtualize your client storage from the outset, someone else will. For that reason, we urge you to extend your virtualization practice to the third dimension by applying the virtualization principle you use on servers and desktop to storage. Earlier, we spoke about how DataCore fits into each of your virtualization, private cloud, and big data projects, both at the beginning and throughout subsequent stage of customer adoption. First, by removing storage-related obstacles that could have stalled the initial deal, and then by effectively tackling risk mitigation and disaster recovery objectives head-on. Those wins pave the way for broader use of virtualization across the customer's entire IT organization. Now, let's see how to generate more revenue, margin, and service opportunities from your three-dimensional practice. Whether you're working with a large IT department, a mid-sized business, or a smaller client, in all cases, I have one suggestion for you. Do the responsible thing. Have a closer look at the capabilities and commercial advantages that DataCore Storage Hypervisor software brings. And do it before your customers spend another nickel on more disk. You need not look any further than your active list of virtualization prospects to recognize a candidate for DataCore software. Whether you're pursuing a small server consolidation job or a major VDI initiative, we're a perfect fit. And the same approach works with physical machines as well. The revenue and margin breakdown for a larger account are itemized in this table. DataCore and other vendors' suggested retail prices subject to change to verification and may change without notice. This table is for demonstration purpose only. Had to get in that disclaimer. There are numerous ways to cash in on many professional services performed by DataCore Certified Implementation Engineer, a DCIE, and Solutions Architect. Our comprehensive education and certification tracks will prepare you accordingly. This healthcare deployment at New York Presbyterian Hospital is representative of such enterprise-class configurations. They outgrew their data center in uptown Manhattan and extended it across the river to New Jersey. By running the two locations as hot sites, it allowed them to maintain nearly 100% availability, enable seamless migration, and offered ongoing scale out over the past 10 years, thanks to DataCore software. An animation will help you understand how we reduce the cost and facilitate the transition to a fully virtualized environment by taking advantage of equipment customers already have in place. You can get a better technical feel for the solutions, starting with the most common configuration, which are synchronously mirrored across a pair of dedicated Windows servers for redundancy. Thousands of these installations are in use around the globe, spanning customers large and small. Enterprise scenarios sometimes grow to 5 or 6 nodes. Now look how the software leverages all the disk resources at your customer's disposal, incorporating both direct attached and SAN-capable storage in the physical pool. Those in place today and the ones that will replace them in the future. Caching disk operation improves application performance while offloading the back-end devices, much like web caches accelerate internet requests from multiple customers. But to the host, the virtual disk look like ideal, well-behaved drives. For customers needing extra safeguards outside the city, you asynchronously replicate the most critical virtual disk to a DataCore node at their disaster recovery site. You can use completely different storage and servers at either end. Just as with all the features, envision how nicely storage virtualization mitigates risk for the virtual servers and desktop. High-speed caching and synchronous mirroring are just a couple of the features built into the DataCore storage hypervisor. The integrated functions operate across unlike and mutually incompatible devices. Having the same rich set of advanced virtualization services span model and price point boundaries lead to the highest availability and best use of resources at the most favorable cost. More importantly, it means not having to relearn software or throw it away as new hardware replaces older gear, or you move from one account to another. From the customer perspective, it also brings hardware interchangeability. Now you have a good sense for the decisive competitive advantage that DataCore brings. Bottom line, DataCore removes storage-related barriers that can stall virtualization deals. It puts you in a strong position to address the new normal in IT diversity and chase with confidence private clouds and big data initiatives that are coming around the corner. Those are just some of the many reasons to incorporate our software into your portfolio. With the success of virtualization projects hinging so much on storage, DataCore gives you the software to architect the most viable, profitable, and fully three-dimensional solutions. The servers, desktop, and storage devices you have to work with will vary from account to account, but your signature design principles and solutions blueprint suddenly becomes repeatable. To me, there's no wondering what to do next. The more technical among you will want to attend our regularly scheduled product webinar on every other Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can register for it right now on our website. In parallel, circle back to your active virtualization projects and your install base. Relook at them from the perspective of quoting DataCore software. Then get your technical team certified to architect and implement these rich opportunities. With that, I thank you again. I hope I've enlightened you, and I'll turn it back over to our host for the day, Ms. Kyle LaForge.
Thank you, Bettye, for a wonderful presentation. We do actually have some questions, and Bettye, if you don't mind, I'm going to handle the first one. Customer would like to know how they obtain more information on DataCore or get quotes. And the best course of action for that would be to contact your lifeboat rep as a first point of contact. If you're not sure of who your rep is, my information is on this slide. You can feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, give me a call. And the second question, Betty, is does DataCore have an MSP offering?
Yes, we do. And you can contact Lifeboat to talk about we call it the cloud service provider, but it's for cloud service providers and or managed service partners. And you can contact Lifeboat about that. We are 100% channel. We will be happy to get on a call with you and Kyle or whoever your Lifeboat rep is to explain it in detail. But first, we always ask you to go directly to your Lifeboat rep.
All right, we do have another question. Customer would like to know if DataCore offers government or education discounts.
Absolutely. We do, and the person who knows that better than anybody else is your Lifeboat rep. Cal, do you mind if I talk a little bit about that? I can tell them, or do you want me to refer them?
I don't mind at all.
Okay, so DataCore has a program for government, and it's 15% off of city, county, state, local government. They get a 15% off of MSRP that's directly to the end user. For education, they can get up to 30% off of MSRP, and you always work that through your distributor. So we do have programs for education and government. We don't have one for not-for-profit.
Excellent. Someone else would like to know if DataCore offers a deal registration program, and the answer to that is yes. If you need information on getting a deal registered, you can contact your Lifeboat representative, and they will be happy to walk you through that process. Betty, is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I just thank you guys so much for attending, and I really appreciate if you have any questions. If we can help you, contact your your Lifeboat rep, and she will get the technical team that you need, whether from Lifeboat or from DataCore, to assist you. If you need sales training, Lifeboat will get the right person from DataCore. So we can help you, and we're willing to help you and to increase your revenue for Q1.
Excellent. So before we wrap up, we're just going to quickly conclude by reviewing our call to action. If anyone needs further information on DataCore or SANsymphony-V, as we said, please contact your Lifeboat rep or visit the DataCore website at datacore.com. There's a wealth of information on that website, particularly in the DataCore Partner portal. You can also reach out to your Lifeboat rep, and they will be reaching out to you to proactively find out if you have any questions regarding product information, demos or trials, pricing, deal registration, and pre-sales assistance. And last but not least, Bettye is obviously also a great resource if you need someone as well. Thank you all again for attending today's presentation. Once again, it was a pleasure for Lifeboat Distribution to be a part of today's event, and we hope we will hear from each of you soon. So now for everyone at Lifeboat Distribution and DataCore, thank you and have a great day.
Thanks, Cal. Bye-bye, everyone.